lot of people asking about different types of bass strings and how to choose the right one for your bass, as well as how to do a simple restring on an instrument. And that's what we will show you right now. As far as picking a string, the first part is you want to get the string to fit your bass. This is a normal bass that would be like a long scale, and that's the most popular string you're going to find out there. But there also is short scale basses and extra long scale. So if you have one of those, you want to pick that exact string so it fits right. If you get the wrong string, you're going to end up having the wrap wire coming up too far or being too short. So you want to make sure to get that part right first. After that, you'd want to pick out what size of string you want to get. The size of string is going to give you a different playing feel, as well as able you to do drop tuning easier, but overall just give you a different tension on the bass. So I brought out a few different sizes of bass strings, as well as some materials we'll get into as well. 45 to 100 is a light gauge string, pretty common on most manufacturers' basses when they set them up. Then you have strings that are like a hybrid size, 45 to 105. This is giving you a little bit thicker strings on the bottom side, allowing you to maybe get a little bit lower bass tones or drop that string down. Everything is about kind of experimentation, but that can give you the lower response if you'd like to have that. Then as far as different sounding strings, the most common is a nickel wound string, which is going to be like the regular slinkies. These elixirs are that way too. And then from nickel, they're going to have stainless steel. Stainless steel is going to be a brighter string. That stainless steel as well as this string. So they're going to give you a little bit more punchy sound. It's going to be a little bit brighter than a nickel wound string is going to be. So if you like that in your string, go with a steel string rather than nickel. This string actually as well is a little bit more flexible, hence the name Flex Steel. It allows you to play slap bass a little bit easier, and fingerstyle bass. It's kind of aimed for that player, so that's kind of a fun string to try. And then after that, we have things like Flatwound Strings. This is a string that's been ground down and allows you to have a smooth feel throughout the instrument. A lot of jazz players like that. You get less fret noise across the fretboard as well with it, so it has that advantage, but it's a lot more mellow in the output, so keep that in mind if you're going to try a flatwound string. And then the last is coated strings. This is an elixir. Elixir, you can notice the coating on the string. You can feel it. It has a barrier that allows you to, prevent that screeching up and down the fretboard. It does tend to shred off a little bit, so you're going to notice a few things coming off of the string, and that's fine. It's still not going to affect the tone too much that way. But you can also get other manufacturers' coated strings like D'Addario, DR, things like that you're not going to notice the coating coming off the strings so much. But the Elixir is a popular pack of strings that way. So after you've chosen the set of strings that you wanted to use for your bass, you want to obviously put them on. Now when you put on a pack of strings, a lot of things you want to address is if you're going up a gauge of strings, you want to adjust your action or intonation for the bass accordingly. If you're putting on the same gauge string, likely you won't have too many adjustments to be made. This is a good display of most common bass bridges and an upgraded bass bridge right here. As you play and over the years, these saddles can go out of adjustment, and it's going to affect the height of the string. It's going to prevent transfer of energy to the bass as these start to rattle and vibrate loose. So you want to check all these parts if you have this style bridge, as opposed to like this KSM foundation bass bridge. It's able to lock down and you have no vibrating parts, so you don't have anything to cause the energy of the string to be prevented to hitting the body of the instrument. So it has many advantages. of being able to be stable, as well as transfer so much more tone to the bass and pretty much make it a lot easier as far as not going out of adjustment. So the bridge we have here is the KSM Foundation bridge, and we're putting on the same gauge string, and we're going to just put a single one on to show you. You have usually a longer string than you need, so keep in mind we are going to cut this string down. This is a string through bass, though a lot of them will string through the back. Just pull it tight. That ball end's gonna catch at the back. And this type of string we're gonna go down into the tuning machine, and we're going to have a little bit too much string to work with, so I'm going to cut it down. And when you go down into the tuning machine like this, you're going to need a little bit extra string than you would if you go into it. So we're going to give it about a peg and a half, just kind of cut about the end of it there so you have the right amount of wraps. And you always can do it again. If you cut it down too short, you're kind of out, so always good to give it a little bit too much if you're scared of doing it. I'll speed up the process a little bit with a winder. Then make sure to go underneath the string retainer there. Make sure everything's aligned. It's on the saddle of the bridge, and then just bring it up to tune, and you've restrung your bass. After that, I would suggest doing the adjustments once you get the strings on. You don't want to do them before. So after that, you can do your height adjustments, intonation adjustments, and so forth. But like I said, with this bridge, if we're putting on the same gauge of strings, we've got something that's completely solid and is not going to be out of adjustment, so we can always count on it just being there and ready for us for a string change. So hopefully that helps. If you guys have any questions, we'd love to hear about them on the comments section. Thank you.